Alright, what is up y'all? Welcome back to the channel. C17 here, bringing you some more gaming on Ark Supreme. So before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel greatly, and it gets us to our goal of 100 by the end of the year. So very doable, but only with your help. Anyway, into the video. What are we here for today? We're going to figure out how to get Bombardier Herb, what we're going to have to do, who we're going to have to encounter, fight, pillage, in order to obtain said herb, and what can we do with that herb. You can see here just a little sample on what's to come. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here we go. The Grenadier herb. As you can see here, in order to make this thing, we are going to need to take on all of these different creatures, which was the ones that you saw in the beginning, excluding the tribe chief. But you're going to get tokens from defeating them, and essentially bring those here to be able to make the herb that's needed for the Prime Kibble, which is important as far as progress goes, right? So how are we going to do that though? What dino do we need? What dino did I use to make it simpler? This is the one that I used right here. The necrotic bulb dog. Oh my goodness, this is the one that we used. Heal him up first before you begin. As you can see here, you got to make sure that you're positioned correctly, because he's got this kind of spray that comes down and does just I guess the same amount of damage, but it just kind of builds up, right? But again, very important to get your placing done. You got two attacks, this spray and then the one that does the backflip and essentially farts or burps on the opponent. I really don't know what it is, but that's what it looks like, because it comes out of one of those ends. Placement. Otherwise, boom, get sent back to start it all over again. So here, if you think you need to do a little bit more damage, as you can see in the bottom left corner here, you can actually level it up to do more damage per paragon level that you get to. I don't know the actual stats, but from what I saw, it looked like about, for the damage, about 60,000-70,000 more damage. But don't quote me on that. Right off the bat, before leveling up too far, you are going to be able to take on Prime Defense here. As I said, this the first attack, the one that sprays out, it actually kind of kicks them back and gives you that space that you need to defeat them. But when you're fighting the actual bosses that you need to take on, the Grenadiers, as I mentioned in the beginning here, placement is super important in order to keep this damage going and then being able to scale it with the gaseous fart. But beware of your surroundings, because it is Ark Supreme. Now if you do run into that, get yourself a griffin, some kind of flyer that you can shoot off of a sniper rifle and kite those suckers away. They don't really damage other creatures or other bosses, so you can't really get them to pin against each other. But at the very least, you can get them away, so that way you can go back to work and completing the quest that you have on hand, which is getting the Grenadier tokens. So positioning is perfect. Next thing you know, boom, done. You got yourself the token. When you defeat these things, a spawnable version will come down, so just be aware that if you continue hitting like I was doing, you're gonna damage the spawnable one. But all you gotta do is get some tranks, and get yourself your own mini version of the boss. Cool. Now the tribesman. The tribesman's a little bit different. I ran into issues with this one. I realized that the original tactic that I had was not the best one for this, I guess, mini boss. I believe they have some kind of armor that doesn't necessarily allow you to get full damage on them, so they take less. Not only that, but they also fly. I don't know why they made these things to fly, because they have those little glider suits. I thought it would eventually stop and they would stop chasing me, but no, they were just flying around forever. Yep, and there they come, see? So you gotta watch out for that. Make sure that you're attacking them when they're actually grounded, otherwise this never ends. And those bombs, those cluster bombs, they hit pretty hard. They hit pretty hard, so. They just kept chasing me. They will not stop. Alright, so again, wait for them to land on the ground and be cautious of their cluster bombs, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, because they do hurt, and this level of bird cannot handle it, and neither can you. Lots of lessons learned. So as I mentioned with the bulldog, that first hit and then the fart bomb or the fart spreader thing, it doesn't work very well with it. I don't know if you can see in there, but it does like 45 damage as opposed to thousands or hundreds that I was doing on the other bosses. So you got to get creative. Those tamables that drop down, I recommend you tame them and keep them in your back pocket for situations like this. This could have been a glitch on my part. We did just get that arc update. Could have been a me thing, but just in case, bring your bosses with you that you've been taming. You can see here we were trying out different bosses. Try them out. Each one has its own way of delivering those grenades, rockets, whatever. As you can see, this one kind of just shoots it straight forward, and then it breaks out into multiple cluster bombs. Working a little bit. You just got to try it out depending on your area, what you're looking at, your terrain, all that. This may be exactly what you need, or you might need to try something else. This one throws a little bit of a poop bomb, and then little clusters fall. It worked until they got up and close. Once they got close, this one was not so good for it. Again, just gauge what it is that you have, your area, and just keep trying. Eventually you will find the right boss, the right level of hits to be able to get them based on where they're standing, right? Based on the area of attack that you have. Don't forget to level them up. That's going to be super important, of course, as you all know. The damage, and then just keep going to town. Eventually, you're going to get what you needed, which is defeating the tribesman boss, getting the token, and coming back to fulfill the mission of getting the Grenadier herb. Make sure you don't have duplicates as I had there. Once you do, it'll automatically start triggering. And just so you are aware, this is an endless supply. It does not stop. I thought perhaps it would, and eventually you would have to do all of that all over again to be able to get the herb, but it does not. At this point we stepped away to see, hey, how much would actually be produced? Can we do it all with just this, or do we have to continue and try to do another round of these dudes, because they were tough. Then as you see coming back, we have a good amount. And I slowed the video down here so it's actually faster than what it is, but still, you have all that. And then I recommend using that to make yourself your Prime Kibble, as mentioned in the beginning, and go after your Griffins. Griffins are my favorite. They should be your number one. And if they're not, at the very least, you get yourself your honeybee, because you will need that prime honey to continue to make more. You can collect it by killing them, but why not just tame yourself your own bee? And once you do, scoop this sucker up, bring it back to your base, make yourself some of the flowers using wild or the rare flowers, and as soon as you put it into its inventory, it will begin making the honey for you. Nothing else is needed. It just keeps going as long as the the rare flowers last. And there you go. Just like that, you can get everything that you see here. And yeah, keep progressing forward on Supreme, getting ready for your Prime bosses, which I hear are ridiculously difficult. We shall see. We're going to try it out. Anyway, hopefully this was very educational and you enjoyed the video. Learn what you needed to learn to get that herb. And you are on your way to defeating Arc Supreme. Cool. Appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe. As I said, we're trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. And comment. I don't know. We'll see you in the next one, though. Appreciate you watching. See ya.